Hey everybody, it's Luna Bell. I had to get my light going on there. Y'all, I haven't done a reading in a little bit. Y'all, I've been focusing more on my path and sharing some of the downloads I get. But here I want to speak about some of the things I learned personally along my journey. If you identify with the twin flame journey, run with it. If you don't, just drop it. Now, y'all, for me, the twin flame journey is lessons learned. And seeing the opportunity, here we got the chariot here, that forward momentum. I'm seeing the two different color peacocks right off the bat. One very showy and one white, one that could be overlooked. and honestly, I was going to speak about the people, if you identify with the divine feminine and the divine masculine, especially the twin flame journey. Y'all, I see everybody as that sacred mirror or my twin. I don't care who you are, especially though, if you especially come in and going, I'm your twin, or I'm your divine masculine's real divine feminine. That's a you issue, not a me issue, okay? But I'll honestly tell you that I think I almost don't want to accept it or acknowledge it is the word I'm hearing from my own spirit team. And I'm getting some gentle laughter here, but they're saying the trauma, the trauma of everything I survived on that twin flame journey, if you resonate. Y'all, I will tell you one of the readers that I have actually learned so much from on my own personal journey with that, and that is Witch in Skies, and another one is I Scry with Steph. I Scry with Steph, I love her readings, her art, and Witch in Skies. Well, if you're part of one's collective, you're probably going to need the others as well. The divination and the gifts and abilities. But what I'm saying is that I've done a lot of healing, and I've learned a lot from both of them about healing, okay? And this is one of the things that has helped me on my own journey, my own spiritual reawakening to my own truth. And I think for anyone, for me, July 4th, that was really the first time I could say that I'm free, that that's my day of freedom. And that's where, and it was right before this, I'm not sure when it was, but that was when I realized that the true gift and that one thing that everybody's looking for on the twin flame journey is in fact that one true love. And, that is ourself. Falling in love with us. We don't need the outside, the illusions, the mask, or the, somebody that's, the good looking, the stunner, or whatever. You don't need the mask or the projections. You don't need the wannabe attitude. You don't need the copycats or the wish I shoulda, coulda, but did not fucking do it. And I say this because, I do have a mate, but when I'm in the knowledge right here that for me, in my understanding now, what I'm just now, spirit, and y'all, for me, spirit is Amun Ra. What they're beginning to share with me or share with me is that these twin flames, and these are the true ones, and they are very rare, but they are some of the oldest energetic beings or souls, okay, that have from the beginning. There are quite a few of them, to be honest, but they're rare, but they have always been, and they are transitioning out if you want. This will be their last incarnation. They're going to, la la la, ascend for real. One last time. It's like the last call, bitch, the last call. Anyhow, I see it all, though, as everybody being my sacred mirror, an opportunity to learn. Not only about you, but about myself. But more specifically, about me. So that being said, I do want to address things that I've encountered on the twin flame journey. Is that generally speaking, and like here, especially with my copycats, bitches, y'all are obsessive, okay? Y'all are stalkers. My mate there was involved, well, with Nutter Butter, Swamp Dick, and here I refer to one as Cryptic Fuck Bitch on the old Tiki Talkie, and I've seen her, stalking the page over here on the tuber, but as well as on Instagram. Y'all, when you start recognizing the patterns, and he will as well with people around me, or whatever, and I feel his heart beating right here. Y'all, I'm one of those, you could be on the other side of the world, you can be on the other side of the galaxy, or whatever you consider the galaxy. I'm going to feel you. If your heart changes, I'm going to feel you. Honey, I am a walking land dolphin. The previous video, I think I explained about how I read energy, that it's very much like the sonar of a sub, or like if you think about the birds and how they call to each other, that caw, caw, caw of the crows. Y'all, when you see me outside at the park or walking, sometimes you hear me kind of tilting my head, or I'll call to the birds, I'll call to my crows, and they will reply or not. But what we are doing is sounding, or the blip that you see on a sonar or radar. That is a frequency when you call, when you go call, 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 that vibration frequency, that resonant goes out to the birds. They pick it up and they bounce it back at you. And you're kind of measuring not only distance but location. You're reading the energy, okay? And so this is also one of the ways I identify patterns with people. I'm reading the energy. I don't read your name or your date of birth. I don't need any of that. I don't. But anyhow, I feel your body. If your heart rate changes, you start hurting somewhere, I'm going to feel it. Your eyes start crossing, your blood pressure goes up, whatever, I'm going to feel it. If you have fear that runs down your legs, I'm going to feel it. If you feel guilt when you say something to me, I'm going to feel it, and I'm going to know. I'm going to go, and I may not say anything, but just know that I'm watching you, and I'm noticing. I just choose not to say anything, It'll play out as it should, and it's going to reveal itself to me eventually, and just know that you're following a pattern that I've already noticed before. Anyhow, that being said, the more I notice these patterns, and like with my mate there and myself, and y'all, when I say my mate, I refer to the individual and it was a very primal thing. The original bonding of the two energies, of the masculine and then the feminine energies, and the very beginning. I remember his energy on the interstellar craft. I don't want to call it a spaceship. It's far more than that. But I remember him as Inky and I, his partner, his mate. But I also remember him as the primal man energy as well. I mean, it transitions in and out. It's weird how it plays out. Time is but a concept, and anyhow, it gets deep. For me, at least, it's like, it boggles my mind because I don't have the book knowledge, y'all. I really don't. Anyhow, one of the things I noticed, I learned the patterns, is like with Swamp Dick and Nutter Butter, and y'all, I just call them that because, I have to be careful of names and whatnot. But the history of the gang stalking and the obsession, like with Swamp Dick and then Nutter Butter, and they, immediately started a third, party relationship. What I did not know is that Swamp Dick, well, he was never honest to begin with, and apparently he was in a lifestyle and in an open relationship with another woman. He never disclosed that. He said he was actually single and had been kicked out while he called her Cray Cray from Birmingham. And I was like, well, whatever. And anyhow, we all have these people in common. My mate as well, even though he lives in Georgia and I in Alabama. miles and miles away, 9 hours away or so, whatever. He knows more than I because he would travel here to see Nutter Butter and Swamp Dick. And anyhow, there were a lot of lies, a lot of projections, deflections, whatever, y'all. But I've endured almost 4.5 years of intensive stalking and gang stalking. But anyhow, y'all have come out and Rico stuff, okay? Anyhow, it's been a huge catalyst to my own spiritual reawakening. Now, I'm telling you parts of this about these third parties and the individuals involved, and it's a whole community for me. And I know for me, one of the things that is a contributing factor is the greed. I was a widow, and I was left an inheritance or a trust fund, and or both, an inheritance, trust fund, one or both, whatever, and property, etc., that was stolen from me by family. There's a lot now. I have not been told everything now, but I'm going to just address some. The word rest almost come out there, but what I'm addressing is the patterns that I have noticed and some of the lessons I learned. And one of the things, and there is one with my mate. There is one. She was his. I guess he was working with her. I don't know the relationship. Well, I do, but it's gone back for years, and anyhow, whatever bullshit they had going on and the gaslighting and the projection, one of the things I've noticed, and I'll be honest, I was kind of looking at it today. I had noticed it before, and I was looking at it, and I was like, and I had noticed it had a page, and it shows a whole bunch of different videos from different times, different dates. And I was like, holy shit. And I'm noticing the mannerisms, the hair, the way I would wear my hair, or my lipstick, or the shape of my lips, or how my hair would change, if I'm wearing a ponytail, or like now with a braid, or if I had my hair loose. And I mean, everything, the mannerisms, even with my mate, he and I would, we both do that. It was interesting to me because, and here I'm going to address the copycats, especially the feminine energies or third wheels. And you could be in a masculine body and have feminine energy and vice versa. The body does not make the identity, you understand? What I noticed with the third wheels or all my copycat and this other fucking copycat, and I call her cryptic fuck bitch, is that, well, over a year ago, from what I was seeing of these, just the still shot of these videos, I was like, holy shit. I did not realize that you had been obsessive with me over that long, and copying my style, my form of speech, the way I read, and my looks, my hair, my earrings, my lip, my makeup, everything, the way I dress. Here where I live, the mini dresses and all, and they're very gifted themselves. What amazes me, and this is one of the things I'm going to address with like my gang stalkers and all, is their need and desire to make me feel less than, or gossip and lie and slander about me, or to try to copy what I said or my material, like my copycats. I mean, flat out claiming to be me and saying I'm the imposter. Baby, and I'm going to just say this right here, y'all are putting your religious beliefs and your religious standards or whatever, and I'm just going to say it, they are along the lines of Christianity, Southern Baptist or whatever. I don't care how you identify that, but that has nothing to do with me or the way I read. You are misinterpreting my gift and the information, my downloads from my team. The the channels I received, they're everything. They're not one particular. They are not Christian, okay? y'all actually do call me a heretic and a witch. I mean, well, bitch, I don't care if you do, but no, I don't agree with, no, my views, my spirituality, and the channels and the information that Spirit shares with me, my deities, my angels, archangels, demons, everything and everybody. I work with it all. Fairies, dogs, cats, sand, trees. They're all alive and they all think and feel, you understand? We are all part of the great I am. And see, what I see is people emulating my style. That's fine. Bitch, don't say you're me and then try to say I'm not real deal, bitch, because you cannot copy my style. But it's these patterns that I'm seeing, and I'm like, holy hoo-hoo, for Cryptic Fuck Pitch, darling, that was over a year ago, and I didn't have to go back any further because it was just having to see the pattern and seeing, oh wow, you've been obsessively stalking me for over a year, and then you tried a destiny swap and death magic. Bitch, that just backfired on you. That went right back to you. That's a you thingy, not a me thingy. But it's these patterns I'm seeing, and I remember a conversation in particular before I went no contact. I was like, well, no contact, bitch, I just cut you out my life. I'm just calling him my mate just because, anyhow, if anybody comes into my life, it doesn't matter if they are a romantic partner, family, soul family. If you're dragging some nasty ass trash with you, bitch, you ain't coming with me. If I feel like I gotta clear the field and burn everything down and say, no, bitch, no, I don't operate. And I'm gonna just give you. I wanted to be careful about my wording, okay? Because I can be guilty of being hateful myself. But if your platform is based off what I consider hate to make others feel less than, and y'all, I admit my own guilt in this, okay? I'm wounding myself, but I'm trying to move forward from that, to heal from that, and I just will not carry people who are tied to others and whatever. Don't get the gist. If your platform is based off of making others feel less than and insulting them, and that's no, and you want to build a product or go forward with me on my path, to be a part of my journey or a part of my life or part of what I'm creating, bitch, you ain't bringing some third wheels that are preaching hate and feel a need to dog other people out and try to make them less than, like Nutter Butter Swamp Dick yourself or Cryptic Fuck Bitch. Fuck you. No, bitch, I would drop all those wheels and fucking walk, you understand, by myself, because I don't need anybody or anything. I have all that I need within me, but I'm working on healing me, and I'm not going to go forward pulling the bullshit of the past forward with me. So if people want to journey on my path with me, we got to work on changing. That's what I'm working on, and I ain't dragging the trash with me. That shit takes itself out automatically. So when you're, and by the way, Cryptic Fuck Bitch, why the fuck would you do a love spell on me, darling? What the fuck? I ain't into women, I'm gonna just tell you that. But that's a you thing, like with Nutter Butter and Swamp Dick and even my mate. And like if my mate, if he needs a bunch of groupies, and that's funny because I used to call my subscribers on my first tiki-taki my groupies. I thought we were all groupies together because generally speaking, we were black sheep. No, darling, I was the black sheep, and I was the one they were, well, bullying, like little kids in the schoolyard. Bitch, I ain't got time for that. I remember kindergarten, y'all. I was in, I'm a survivor of MK Ultra and the humiliation ritual that I've been through since my late husband passed. And I got a lot of questions about that. I still don't want to believe what I know to be true. You probably feel my heart. And I'm worried for my youngest as well. Anyhow, I'm trying not to get emotional. The gang stalking and the bullying I have endured from all these people that honestly included far more than just the people within my community. Bitch, MK Ultra did not break me. My mama did not break me. Not my siblings, my mama, not MK Ultra, not my late husband. None of it. Bitch, y'all ain't shit. Alright? I'm gonna just tell you that right now. But y'all, I'm working on changing me and healing the broken within me. Now, I don't expect perfection, but I do ask for you to see your own beautifully broken parts. Just to acknowledge them, accept them. Do whatever you gotta do. But I'm not gonna take toxic with me moving forward. I refuse to, because I don't want to fall back into that myself. So, let's see. Now, that being said, one of the things I'm hearing is compassion and mercy. And it's hard to have adventure and connection is coming out and let two hearts beat as one. Look at them. They're wanting to take that jump art thing. You see the water and the moon there. Hello, dearling. But also, I'm going to reference the colors. And look how it almost looks like an eye. You see that? Reminds me of the optic nerve. And you see how there's different points. When I tell people I read energy, a lot of times I kind of slice it up like a pie chart or just a pie to like 12 pieces or 12 sections. I don't know why, I just always have. And I also view it, and it's why I also call my thing La Luna Bell, the spider's web. Not to mention I have a connection to the three fates. Oh, my weavers. Oh, my kitty Amazon, I just whacked her in the head. Now, for me also, I'm going to say, is that fear. Bitch, I have a huge fear about letting my boundaries down and letting people in. And it's hard for me to put my swords down, to be quite honest with you. Baby, you're just trying so hard. Come here to mama. You're going to have to get down for a minute. Anyhow, let's see. Yeah. I always, hey baby, I always like to say that when I want to channel and I feel my own fears, my own anxieties, I have to, thank you for confirmation, I have to kind of slow myself down, and I'll call in my guides and I'm telling them I'm releasing expectation, releasing judgment, and releasing ego. Does it mean I do it completely? No, but I feel the tension easing, and when I do that and I connect, and I'm asking my guides to help me, to guide me, and I actually do alchemize this. If you want to call it alchemy or transmutation, your word preferences is your own, but I alchemize it, and I do ask my guides, and thank you for confirmation, however their ranking may be in my spirit team, because I work with everything and everybody. Light, dark, shadow, it doesn't matter. I love it all. I just love my spirits. Anyhow, I have to be aware that sometimes my fears, my own fears, can hold me back and change what I'm reading. But that is one of the ways I do to help me ground, if you understand. Haunted is the card that comes out 21, which goes to 3. The breaking of the floor beneath your naked feet, the creaking of the walls as the cold kisses flesh. You never really alone when the company of hauntings within bone. How appropriate when I'm sitting here speaking of my spirit team and, that consciousness of stepping back and asking them to help me in releasing my expectation, my ego, my judgment. And when I say this, I'm always, hey, help me alchemize this. This is that awareness. This is something that we have developed together. And I love that. And y'all, I'd like to speak of my own the things I myself have in my own understanding and experiences within the twin flame journey. That is how mine really began. Y'all, I had no idea what it was to begin with, and anyhow, it just is what it is. Okay, I'm going to tell you what I'm hearing. Releasing expectation, judgment, ego is the golden hour. You know, that moment of where the dawn and sunset, that magic moment, that golden moment, the connection. And it is after that that the adventure truly begins. The bottom of the deck. I love spirit. 7. Y'all, I am a life path 7. The tree of illumination, truth, revelations, and understanding. How beautiful. Notice how the roots and how the tree grows up and out, but it is ever reaching up. Notice as well the lights from the top of the tree. Interesting. Oh, I like the bottom. Okay, we'll go with it. 28, Mountain Goddess. High vibration, mindfulness, power of the mind. I love spirit. I love my spirit team. Look. Look at that. That mountain. I'm being reminded of the Hermit card. Oh, it's in here in my kitty deck. I love this one. I have a huge connection. Oops. Well, I'll just show you it come out. It's the 9 of Pentacles. Notice the hawk. Y'all, I work with Amun-Ra. That's who spirit source energy is for me, Amun-Ra. And then we have the Hangman card 12. Appropriate. The Hermit, though, is that they're going up the mountain. That mountain, we want to get to the summit, the top of our own spiritual journey here. There we go. Look at that. Finishing that cycle, that climb up the mountain. I'm being reminded right here of Amun-Ra, the hawk, but also the 9 of Pentacles. You are that, you get that independence, that financial independence, your inheritance, whatever you want to call this, your crowning achievement, your success in climbing up that mountain of self, that inner belonging is what I'm hearing, that inner creation, the destruction and creation of self, your own spiritual awakening, whatever it may be. Bottom of the deck, 22, drawing down the sun, wildfire, divine masculine, magnificent witness. I spoke of Amun-Ra, the hawk. That sun energy. The Leo will also be important. And here is card 13. Y'all, 13 is my divine feminine number. Mugwort dreams, rhythm, higher self, reality, and rest. I'm also seeing the, what is that, 4 of Swords? Y'all, I don't know tarot. I really don't. I need to memorize it, but I haven't. I read more of the artwork, to be honest with you. The creation of our reality. It's not off of what others have or what you want others, what you wish. Well, it's not copying someone else. Learn from them. And y'all, I'll be honest, there are some readers, I learned from their style and I copied it a little, but it was more, well, I stepped away from it. The way I read is the way I read. The the connection I have with my spirit team, I let them leave me. And when I quit worrying about what other people were doing and going, oh, maybe is this the right way? Is this the right way? When I went within and started climbing my own damn mountain, when I went on that adventure after the connection with my team, I fell in love with my team and me. We had a meeting of the mind, so to speak, and I jumped off of that cliff. You remember that, how I said that kind of looked like the eye and the optic nerve? That moment of perspective shift begins your forward momentum, your understanding, and it leads up this mountain into your completion, to your world, to that success. And I'm just going to be honest, I'm seeing the Fool card because, well, now we just begin a journey again. All right. I normally don't. Bottom of the deck, insight. Y'all, it's been a while since I pulled these out, but insight, how appropriate. These journeys give us just that, our insight. And look at all the butterflies. You see the book of knowledge. See, for me, y'all, witches, we are the wisdom keepers, the keepers of the old knowledge. Whether it's esoteric, and y'all, man, I have books, and I know I'm fixing to start diving into them. I mean, truly to learn this spiritual reawakening to my true self and to operate within my own style, my own state of being. Bitch, I won the prize. I fell in love with me. Oh, I shit you not. Wisdom. You can't beat it. Look, pile of books. I was mentioning a pile of books. Wisdom comes from experience and reflection. Insights is the fruit of wisdom, and keep a learning attitude. Y'all, I cannot tell you how grateful I have been for that. And notice the friendship. Look at that. Cherish friendships. They are the harbors for your soul. Whether that's with your spirit team, but I definitely recommend becoming friends with your spirit team. I always tell people, bless you, my kitty sneezed. I always tell people, just be yourself with your spirit team. Argue with them, love them, talk to them like you talk to other people. Y'all, I can't remember if it was 30 days or 3 months that I spent the entire time of having a guide sit right here. They'd take turns. I mean, honey, they'd set my... Have you ever seen Mother Hecate sit in a chair right there by you and sit there and file her damn nails because she's bored as shit? Because I was sitting there going, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. I can't remember if it was 30 days or 3 months. But they they sat there. Mother Hecate sitting in a chair. Ampu, my beloved Ampu. Loki. Bitch. Lucifer. Y'all, oh my God. Thor. Oh, Thor. Y'all, look, I get tied up with Thor because every time if you've seen Thor, you've seen Thor. The first time I ever saw Thor, the man was, I was invited to a local Covens here meeting. I know now it's part of the gang stalking and the humiliation ritual, but he popped up in the middle of that meeting, and I remember the time because I actually challenged the high priestess of this coven, and he was right there, and he said something, and I was like, y'all don't see him? How could y'all not see him? I mean, damn, if you've seen Thor, you know exactly what I think I've noticed his face one time because when he popped up, he had this gorgeous black hair. I can't even remember the color of his eyes. He said the color of the sky. He says, I'm a good-looking man. He's right. But when he presents in that, I only noticed it for his face for a second. I mean, obviously, because I couldn't even remember the color of his eyes. But it was his body, and y'all talk about being in shape. And he had fucking love handles, bitch. Y'all, I played soccer for 10 years. And, you know, that history of being SA'd and trafficked since the day I was born by my mama. One of the things, she put me in soccer. Because in where I grew up in Columbus, Georgia, well, that's where the Middle Easterners were, and that was part of the, you know, the people she trafficked me to. But it was also part of the MK Ultra. Allegedly. Anyhow, so love handles that and my tish. I think that's why my third eye developed so well, the way my mind works, the patterns and all. Anyhow, that's why I barely noticed his face. It was like I saw it one time and then it was like, ta-da! All I could see was the body. Because he was sitting there in just a pair of black leather pants. He didn't even have on shoes. He was barefoot. Bitch, I loved his feet too. But he was sitting right there. But every time he pops in, I'm like, oh man, it's another lesson about my divine masculine. And it's like, damn, Thor, I'm about tired of seeing your ass. Damn, I mean, you look great, but shit, I'm about tired of seeing you. You know, it's that kind of attitude. But then on the flip side, I'm like, oh my gosh, bitch, I cannot stop looking because I am an artist. And a chick will do some nudes, you know. Well, actually, my first drawing that I did without tracing or anything was actually a nude. And it was a good one, too. But, you know, there's that. But embracing that side of yourself and working with your spirit team and, you know, be open to them, argue with them. They're like, they were grateful for me. They were bored to death, but they were grateful that I felt able to express myself because that is one of the things I was never able to do growing up. The abuse was so bad, I was always shut down. I would speak out and, you know, I would never get the help or I would be abused even more until I finally quit speaking. You understand? So for me to start speaking out and actually sit here and tell deities or whoever is popping in and out, and y'all, when I tell you I work with Ampu, I do have a spirit. He's my spirit spouse. And y'all, my understanding of a spirit spouse is that they occur for the betterment of humanity. Now, I also acknowledge here that I am a Intu. An Umi, if you wish, is what they have called me recently. I don't like the word that they're saying now. I don't think it's necessary. I say the word title. I don't like that. And they're saying it's simply an acknowledgement of my success. Thank you. Of climbing the mountain. And this is me. I have reached that rhythm, the higher self, reality, and rest. But I'm also noticing this card here at the back of it. Oh, shit, I shit you not. I'm sitting here talking about the damn divine masculine. Bitch, I gotta quit. I gotta go. I can't even. You know what? He reminds me of Odin. I'm hearing laughter. And Odin, if y'all, and didn't I, bitch, I did pull the damn hangman. I should have known. He's saying I did. He said I'm ignoring it. Anyhow, the Emperor. He reminds me of Odin. And y'all, sometimes you will hear me say Papa Imamem. That is Mary Magdalene and Yeshua. But Odin, y'all, I got so mad. And I jumped on his lap. And he has a beard. He you know, he'll present with that beard. Y'all, and I was teeny tiny, and I jumped there, and I was just jerking and pulling on his beard, going, "You broke your promise to me. You lied to me about my masculine of all things." But he didn't. But the point being is that I felt comfortable and safe enough to jump up on Odin and start jerking and pulling on his beard and beating on him because I was pissed. And I bawled my eyes out and cried, and I snarled all on his beard and on his chest. You know what he did? He loved me. He wiped my tears. He alchemized me. He helped me alchemize. He helped me transmute. He taught me. He loved me. Much like a parent or a partner. I don't care how you view it. He allowed me and gave me the room and the freedom to express myself without judgment, without fear. He did it with unconditional love. May it be blessed. Many blessings to you. Blessed be.